Alright, so just kicking off from where we left off last time, you can see that we got some of that trim done that we want to. We are gonna make one to go in the corner here. I think, yeah, we'll make one to fit in the corner here. We'll make a special trim for that as well. And then I'm gonna make an end pieces for these gutters here as well. So we'll get started there first. So I'm just gonna duplicate one of these, Control D. We'll move it over, and I'm gonna bring that. We'll move that tool to this end. Insert, holding V, snap it on the vertex, hit insert again to get out of it. Focus, and then I'll hold V while I move it and snap it on top of this one. And we're just gonna bring it right to the edge of this roof here. So I'm gonna jump into my. I'll just stay right here, but get my multi-cut tool coming up. Hold Control, and I'll bring it right about to the end there, stopping just shy on this one, and I'll delete those faces, and we're just gonna cap it off. So all we're gonna do for this is I'm thinking here is we'll just I don't know if we should select the whole edge or yeah, I think we'll select the whole thing. Let's extrude and just see what happens. Scale it in. Whoops. A little too far. A little too much on that one. Undo until we get to Control Z until we get to undo poly extrude there. Oops. Edge. Boom. Boom. And I think that'll work, and then we'll just extrude. Bring it straight over. And here, let's bring it back. Smidge. Alright, so basically we're just gonna want to get this thing lined up. So what I'm gonna do, we'll combine it with this. So I'm gonna go to my, this is your target weld tool, and we're just two edges or vertices into a single component. So I'm gonna select this tool. I'm gonna select the vertex here, click and drag until I select this one, and then it moves it to that. And then I can just select these other vertices and snap it directly in line. So in my object mode, vertex. And we'll just W for move tool, hold V, snap in line. Looks good. Go back to my edge. And yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to add some edge loops on this end piece so we can click and drag to vertexes. So I'm just going to do one here to line up with this one here, just to get them all lined up. Good. 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 And good. And then we'll just extrude that edge one more time. Good. And then I'll jump back to that target weld tool. snap it to the, like that. Sweet. And then, let me see here. What are we gonna do about this? Can we just delete it? Yeah, why not? And then, what I should do is this. Make one go on vertically like that. And then I'll just move that down just a smidge. My target weld, grab that, merge up with that one. So, I mean, yeah, pretty much for all of these, I really don't need that there, but I'm just gonna leave it for right now. And then we'll obviously come in here and get rid of all these UVs anyway. UV, delete UVs. Perfect. And this will be a simple planar map we'll throw on. Just like these faces. And it's in the Z-axis, as you can see by the blue arrow. Project. I'm just going to move that out of the box. Go to UV, get that shell, and then just going to put it down pretty small and tuck it up into here. And they actually look about these are about roughly the same size as these, so that's actually pretty good size. You want them to, again, we want them to be pretty uniform across there, so that's good. I like how that turned out. And I'll actually name that gutter end piece. And probably replace this one on the end with that as well. So gutter end piece, Control D. Bring it over. Should on a Control Shift D, but we can just scale it like that as well. And it's, whoops. So it's 1 in the Z here, so I'm just going to put -1. Bam. We'll bring it over. Let's delete this piece. Hold V and snap it to. And we're gonna have to do the ends on the other one too. So with all that selected, are they in this? Are they in the group with the? Would they still be in the group? Yes. So I'm actually just gonna bring that whole group over here, like so. I'm gonna delete them, and I'm just pressing up on my keyboard, up and down on my keyboard. So when I select it, since we grouped them in the last video, if I hit up, selects that group, and then I grouped this guy to this whole group. Hit up again, boom. And I'm going to do a Control Shift duplicate special, and it's going to mirror it like that because we already had it set up. And I'll put it right about there, a little more, right about there. Looks good, I like that. Awesome, so alright, so let's, yes, alright. So let's get these UV snapshots laid out, and we'll take them into Photoshop, get them textured. So start here. We've got all that. We'll go to poly, and let's name that. Actually, I'm gonna name that gutter drain pipe. I'll go to polygons, UV snapshot, and name it the same thing. Gutter drain pipe. All my textures gonna be rocking the 2K square. Same green lines, PNGs, so we just get the line data. It's going to our scenes images folder. Perfect. Okay. And then we'll select this end piece. This is going to be different than our regular ones because we did add that. So polygons, UV snapshot, and then it's going to be same name, gutter end piece. Cool. Select the next one. This is going to be our regular gutter piece. Gutter piece. And we need that wall trim vertical. Okay. Very good. And so we've got that. I'm going to do my ceiling. UV snapshot. Ceiling. And it is the same thing, but I'm going to take the two, because these are the same exact square. But I'm going to take two separate, actually I'm going to rename this floor. You can see that's a duplicate right there, because it's called ceiling 1 floor. And but we are going to take a new snapshot anyway, just so I can keep them both separate. And then the last one we got to get is this new little base that we added. And brick block base. Okay. Looks good. So we got everything ported out. Let's give everybody their own material too before we move on. So again, we'll start here, and that's going to be assign a new material. I'm going to give these a blend. Going to be more metallic, and that's going to be our gutter drain pipe. Here for the material, I'm actually going to uppercase everything so it doesn't share the same exact nomenclature, but we can, well, we don't have numbers in there either, so. And then let's delete all of our history. Delete all by type history. Holding right click, assign new material. That's going to be a blend. And then gutter end piece. And then these are going to be our assign new material blend. Because there's a different texture. There's not going to be much different about it, but we do have those separate UV snapshots, so they're going to technically use different materials. Actually, I don't have to assign it a separate material. They can share the same material because these UVs are in the same space, are they not? Oh, maybe something happened here. Okay. This should have been left alone. I don't know why. I don't know why that changed. Oh, there should be like another section there because we deleted that section. All right, so they are going to be separate materials, but I guess technically we could keep it the same. I'm just looking at it. We can use the same material for it. I'm going to make two, I'm going to make them separate anyway, just in case, but I think we should be able to actually use the same texture map for all of them. Because our main texture for the for this whole thing is going to be in this whole quadrant right here, all this UV space. And this has the same space, it's just cut up, it's just a little smaller, but it's in the same exact place. Plus you got this going on up here. So, I don't know, we'll fiddle around with that. I'm going to make it two separate ones for sure, but for game engine optimization's sake, if we can use them with the same material, it is best. But that's just the way it goes. So, cut a piece. And this is going to be another wood. And we made this a Lambert. I think it's going to be pretty much the same thing. So assign new material, Lambert, wall, trim, vertical. That's ceiling. Assign new material. I don't know what direction we're going to take the ceiling in, so right now I'm going to assign it a Fawn E texture, but we can change this later too, depending on what direction I take that ceiling in. Call it ceiling. Oh, it shouldn't be called. I don't know why it's whatever. And the floors, probably I'm going to have a concrete. And I think I'm going to want a fawn for that too. Like a more of a shiny concrete. So, floor, concrete. Well, I'll just call it floor for now. No need to jump the gun. And for this, assign our existing material because we already have it. Set in place. Got our drain pipe. That's our end piece. I can't just select the whole group. Let me deselect that end piece. Can I do that? No, can't do that. Well, let me just select the whole group just to make life a little easier. Assign existing material, gutter piece, and then for this end one, I'll change that to gutter end piece. Just makes life a little easier anyway. Same for this one too. Alrighty. Whoops. Just that. Assign existing material, gutter piece, gutter end piece, gutter end piece. And then this one down here, assign new material. Go Lambert for this one because this is going to be concrete, so just like what we did with that. That's going to be our brick block base. Brick block base, don't need to have the UVs on anymore, do I? And then for these, did I group all these up? I believe I did. Somewhat. Alright, so existing material. trim. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Help me out. It's right in front of me. Where is it? Oh my god, there it is. Like, it didn't go that far. I'll trim. I think this is like my third video today. So it gets a little, I get a little tired. I get like, not tired, but I don't know, just brain's going a million directions at once, I guess. Cool. Alright. Let me just test the lookout here for a second. Just hit Control D. I don't know if I can just take these and kind of just butt them up next to each other and see how it looks. Maybe I'll just slide this one slightly in front of it. Nah, that looks like shit. That's right. Worth a shot anyway. We will make a new trim piece, probably with a combination of these two together, but yeah, we'll leave it how it is for now. Just move on to texturing. So yeah, we got all those UV snapshots out. Everything's got their own material on it. Things looking pretty decent. So boom, let's jump into Photoshop. And there's my images. Brick block base, ceiling, floor, drain, end piece. Regular gutter piece, wall trim, and I think, yeah, that's all of them. Alright, so yeah, give me one moment. I want to test something out here before we roll on. So I'm going to pause the video here real quick and we'll jump back into the texturing. Alright, so jumping back into it, kind of just wanted to make sure I knew I was going to go with this video before we kept going. So, because again, I don't follow the script, I'm just kind of doing what I see to my pants here. So I'm kind of going as I go. So yeah, we're going to start with the wall trim right now, and just like always, gonna name those UVs, put a background behind them, and we just got this little bit we're working with. I'm thinking metal. I'm thinking, I think we do something metal here, so I wanna jump into, one moment, I'm just gonna open up, my, resources folder. I accidentally closed it. Alrighty. So, yeah, I'm thinking metal. Give it a nice contrast to that rough wood we got going on the outside of it right now. And, I think this dark would look pretty sick. I think we'll try it. It is a pretty small file though. Let me just see if I can. Let's put it in there, see how. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty small file, but it's just working with this. I think we'll just duplicate it going down. So no one's gonna not notice that, right? Oops, what did I do? See how that looks better after we rotate it, apply it. Control J. I'm gonna straight up flip it around. And just gonna keep repeating it. So just do a duplicate like that. Sweet, loving it. And I think I just need to move them up just to make sure that they're overlapping. And not really looking like the best thing right now. But I just want to mock it up real quick and just see how it's going to look in the scene first, and I'll see if it's worth my attention or not. Cool. Alright, so yeah, that was pretty freaking simple. Put those in a group. And turn the UVs off. And just go File. Save images. Yep, save the Photoshop file. I'll go File, Save As. Jump on my source images. PNGs. Get rid of that out UV. Just keep it like that. Boom, save. Alright, so let's just jump back in real quick and test it out and see how it looks. And I'll do this a lot. I'll just jump back and forth. I'll try something out in Photoshop, and then I'll save out that save it out and bring it back in and just keep trying new things. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna want to try something else because it's just that's so freaking annoying. Oh my. But yeah, that's why I didn't want to spend too much time going into it either because I wasn't really sure how it's gonna be. Get rid of that. I'm just delete that from my whole library because it's pretty much useless. I'm gonna do that. Yes, it's a 225. I don't even know why I have that laying around. Let's do something a little more basic, a little more back to basics here. UV's on. Let's rotate that up 90. Good deal, and then I'll crop it down. Or I'll just do this. Yep, apply. Rectangular marquee and then just delete. And then I'll duplicate it. Move it down. Rectangular marquee. Yeah, let's just kind of see how that's going. How that's gonna blend up. Well, that's actually got a good blend right there. So yeah, perfect. I think that's gonna work a lot better for us. Just more simple. And let's put them in a group. And we'll just save it. Save as. Jump back up in my source images. And again, I'll do this a lot, pretty much for almost everything. I'll, just keep jumping back and forth and see what's working for me, see how I'm liking it. I was coming to this channel, reload it. Yeah. I'm just kind of digging that overall look a little better. And, yeah. Yeah, if I did the whole wall just as a huge wall, I probably would have just done this as a texture. But since we did it in the modular way, that's why we built those pieces out. Good. And then let's just jump back in. I'll close that out, I'm done with it. Close you out. Nope. And what do we got here? The gutter piece. Perfect. UV. New layer. My paint bucket. Looks good. And then let me just jump back in here. I had a texture set aside that I wanted to use for that gutter piece. Did I put it in here? Here it is. And I got this piece going on, so that'd be a really simple thing to kind of dive in with, give us a little more detail too. Just, it's a nice seamless texture that I can use for this riveting, and then we can put a decent normal map on it too, and really make it work, so. Now for this, I'm gonna have to go back in and look at my gutter. And I kind of want it, I for sure want that image in here all the way down to here. So basically, yeah, taking up from this, where it starts to get large, up through there. So basically right where it is, which is perfect. I like that. I like when things just fall into place, almost like I planned it out, you know. Duplicate it, bring it across. Perfect, and then I'll just put those in a group. That'll be our front, I guess. Call it the front. And then I'll duplicate those. Bring it down, and I'm not gonna want this rivet going through the underbelly of it. So what I will do, let me think. Yeah, what I think I'll do is I'll throw a mask on it. Bring my brush size down. Kind of a weird technique I'm about to use, but same for this. Throw a mask on it real quick. Oops. And duplicate it again. And just bring it down. Kind of just, yeah, fill in the patches. Get to keep those rivets, but just fill in the patch like that. So yeah, I like that. I think that's kind of working for us a little bit. Let's turn the UV off. Put these in a group. And I'll name that just other, whatever. And file, save that Photoshop file. Save as. Source images. Gutter piece. PNG. Save it. Oh, actually, I think you were supposed to be down there. Yeah. That's better. Alright, let me save that again. Save. Yep. Saving. There we go. And we'll just come back in and test it out. Gutter piece. Color channel. File. Piece. Open. Alright. So I'm liking that. Now, remember what I was talking about earlier? About trying to use the same texture for this? Let's try it. Let's just use that gutter piece. Boom. Worked out. And you can see, I mean, yeah, it's all right here. So here's the, lined it up perfectly. So we can use the gutter end piece as our texture for the whole, so as our material for the whole thing. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. And since I have it saved, let me see, can I just grab these groups? And let me see if I can just drag them, copy them into this project here. UV, another one, boom, background. Good, and then I'm just gonna want to use this for this same kind of deal for this bit. So I'm gonna take one of these, duplicate it, drag it out, drag it up over here. Let me see, can I do that? I wonder how that would look. No, I don't think I'm gonna do that. And that's alright. Alright, so I'm gonna do what I did for this stuff down here. I'm gonna mask it out. Mask out this center piece that I don't want. I'll lose the rivets on this one. Good. Duplicate it and fill in the gap. Loving it. And then I'm going to select both of these, put them in a group, call that end, and I'm going to bring the end below everybody so it's not overlapping anything. And yeah, just leave it like that. File, save, yes. Okay. File, save as, source images, we're going to call it PNG. And I'm going to save it over our gutter piece. Yep. Save. Come on, there we go. So, and I'm just gonna And it's already reloaded. So decent enough. I'm just going to change this to assign existing material, gutter piece, and there we go. Existing material, gutter piece. Material, gutter piece. Assign existing material, gutter piece. And edit, delete all by type history. Clean up some clutter. Cool, it's pretty decent. Let's move on to this, well, what do we got next on deck here? Yes. I don't think I'll be needing you. Nope. The drain pipe for our gutter. B. New. And where is my paint bucket tool? There it is. Alrighty. I'm gonna come back to this one actually. We'll move on to the floor. Maybe. And it's just white space that we get to tile things in. So I did grab a cool floor that I liked. I want to use this one. And so what we'll do, I'm just gonna scale it in. And I kind of want it to, Control Z, let me turn on the grid. View, show, grid. And I kind of want it to take up like an even amount of this, so I just kind of want to eyeball it into like a quarter. It's like halfway should be about here, or here. Maybe something like that. We're just gonna tile it. Alright, view, show, grid. And yeah, apply. And let's just duplicate it along, like so. Almost exactly kind of how I pictured it. So that turned out nice. Group. Oops. Control Z. Group. Save. Save. Boom. File. Save as. Images. 4. Save. Alrighty. And let's just jump back in. Let's see how that floor is going to look for us. Nice. And, you know, when we actually get this, like, see, I've got this right underground here, so this is going to be, like, in the ground. This is going to be pretty level. We're not going to see these edges, so I didn't want to waste space, you know, UVing them when I can maximize all the space right here just for that side. So, looks good. Let's move on to the ceiling. And I can use that the same texture for this too if I wanted to. I was kind of thinking about it too, but I don't know what I'm gonna do for the ceiling quite yet. How to finish it off at least. Let me just kind of scour my library. We can make it like a really nice wood. A wood ceiling? How would that look? How does this look? Kind of like it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So let's try it. Kind of like a wood tile. That's a very small file. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna get lucky with it. I don't know. Maybe I can. It's kind of doable. Let's just see if I can roll with this. I will have to do some color correcting on it because you got the hot spot in the middle. Alrighty. And let's see if we can do that real quick. Just kind of mess around with it a little bit. And color balance. And let's go to my curves. Whoops. I just kind of want to get to the point where it almost washes out. Something a little like that. I don't know, let's try it here. Let's just see how it looks. Same. I think it's kind of interesting. I will want to add a trim in here. Maybe I can use those metal trims. Make them small for the ceiling. Now, let's move on to the concrete. Let's put it into Unreal, and let's see how it looks. How much time we got? Almost rolling on an hour. Alright, so I'm not going to spend too much time thumbing around. Let's quickly move on to this. And, nope. Nope. UV. New layer. Boom. And I know I've got some concrete that I can slap on real quick. Let's try this stuff. Oh, kind of a cool rocky kind of deal. Well, we play with it. Kind of roll with it like that. And I'll throw a mask over it. And we'll just clean up the edges. And again, just holding shift while I do that. This will be a neat texture to play with too when we do our specular maps. So I'll be looking forward to that. Guess I could use a bigger brush. Wouldn't kill me, too. Let me zoom out. Bump up my brush. Cool. And I'll duplicate that. Throw it over the bottom here. And again, playing with that. One. Alright, sweet. Let's bump that opacity back up. And turn the UVs off. Put those in a group. Save. Save. File, save as. PNGs. looks good. Almost done here, guys. Yeah, I like how that turned out. Alright, nice. I like that. That should be the same exact thing over here. So, alright, I think we're going to wrap it up there on this one. In our next video, we'll address this drain pipe here. It's going to need a little more work, and then we'll take the whole thing on Unreal and check it out, see how it's looking. So, yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, share, help me get the word out, help me reach as many people as possible. So, thank you for all your support, and leave a comment. Always like to see comments, see positive feedback. So, it's a constructive criticism even. It doesn't have to be positive. So, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Take care.